entry into your diary and sharing with your Google Calendar. So just open the diary here on Zigzag by clicking onto the envelope, and we can see January 2016. The calendar that this is shared with will appear here. If it's not shared with a Google Calendar, that would just be blank underneath the date. So at the moment on Friday the 1st we have New Year's Day. So we're looking at this at the moment in a month view. We can click into week view, just go back to that particular week, and we can see that all day on Friday the 1st is New Year's Day. And we can go into day view and get to January the 1st, and we can see on there all day is New Year's Day. If I go back to the month view, and what I'm going to do on Zigzag is just click and drag this into the Saturday. So I've now changed when New Year's Day is onto Saturday the 2nd. So if I go to my Google Calendar, we can see that New Year's Day is now showing on Saturday the 2nd. So if I drag this across back in Google to Friday the 1st, go back into Zigzag and just reload the calendar, we'll see now that New Year's Day has popped itself back into Friday the 1st. So by moving things and changing things within Zigzag, it will affect your Google Calendar and vice versa. What we're going to do now is just put in a general message. So by clicking on the particular day that you want, as you can see here it says click to add event. If you click around the number, it would actually take you to the day view for that particular day. So just clicking in the middle of the box there will give me a general diary entry. I'm going to have this entry for myself. I'm going to send myself an email to say that it's been set up, and also I'm going to get Joe Bloggs included in on this as well and send him an email. So I'm going to give it a title, so I'm going to call this Day Off, and a diary entry of Peter is off today. Now in the hours and the minutes I can actually set a time for this to appear, and also a duration, the number of minutes that that particular event is going to take. If you leave this as zeros, then it would show as an all-day event. So I'm going to save the diary entry, and what this has done now is sent an email to myself and an email to Joe Bloggs, and we will see that now on Wednesday the 6th we have a day off, and this is in this sort of greeny colour, which refers to the fact that it's a general message. You may have heard my computer just buzz to say that I've received an email which is telling me that I'm having a day off on the 6th. So if we click into Google Calendar, we can see now that day off has appeared in here as well. The colours will not sort of transfer through to Google. The colours are purely just for Zigzag. We can click into here and we can make a number of changes. So we can see that this is shared with Joe Bloggs, and Joe Bloggs has received an email regarding that information, and we've got some information. So if we wanted to put a little bit more detail in here, but is back on Thursday, and just save that. That's just starting a conversation with this particular general entry. And perhaps if we said, right, okay, actually we want this to show at 10 AM, so it's a 24-hour clock, so if we were going to have that as 2 o'clock, for example, we'd put as 14, and then we can have the minutes in there as well. And the duration is the length that we want this particular entry to show for, and this is in minutes. So we're going to have this for 3 hours, so we're going to put 180 minutes and save that. Now nothing will change down here, but the diary date has changed, and if we just close that now, we can see that on Wednesday the 6th the day off is at 10 AM, and if I click into the 6 to show the day view, we can see that blocked out from 10 AM to 1 PM is day off. And we can click into there and make a number of changes. Now reflected in Google as well, we have day off on the 6th, Wednesday the 6th. So if I just go back here, what I'm going to do now is just click and drag this around, so I can move this into any particular day that I want. It's still going to be at 10 o'clock on that particular day, and I'm going to put that to Sunday the 3rd, which is yesterday, because today is Monday the 4th. And when I drop that into there, that's now set as Sunday the 3rd. So the next time I open my calendar, this is going to shout at me because I have an overdue diary entry, something that's not been dealt with. So we've got general day off is an overdue diary entry. Now I can ignore that just by clicking into the blank space and go back and deal with my diary. But every time I go into my diary, it's going to tell me I've got an overdue diary entry. So I'm going to do something about this to get rid of it. One simple way would be just to move it on to a day later than the current day, so then it wouldn't be overdue. Alternatively, I could say, well, we've dealt with that, I don't need that to appear, and I can mark the diary entry as closed. So I can just click on there, and now this sort of grays out a little bit. I can reopen it if I so desire, but otherwise that grays out with the text, and every time we open the calendar, it's not going to show now as an overdue entry.